So, Super Mario Sunshine. What is there to say about this episode? Well, first off, the gameplay total was 33 gigabytes, with I think I clocked in at around 46 hours total, if I recall. So that's kind of the stats that took me to complete the game with all 240 blue coins and all that stuff. This was our 4th of July special. I actually missed all of the 4th with my family and my then at the time girlfriend because I was working on this episode the entire time. It turned out great. It was a very special episode for us because we only had at the time about 10,000 subscribers, and Private Jared Griffith and his platoon were huge fans of ours all the way, and they were serving our country overseas. It was really cool to have them reach out to us and say, hey, you know what, we watch your videos over there to pass the time, and it's really great that you do that. So some fun changes to this episode. We got flagged for MC Hammer music, so we're going to try our best to see how that turns out. We also, there's a big completionist hiccup in terms of jokes. Greg and I, we work on these things so much that sometimes a lot of our communication gets jumbled. So for instance, at the very end, we made a joke about, I thought Greg was making a joke about CSI Miami, when Greg was actually making a joke about the reboot of the TV show Hawaii Five-0, which did get canceled eventually, but in the script he wrote Miami Vice, so all the combination and result ended up being a joke that made no sense. But we rectified that, we fixed it in this episode, so that's a fun little thing you'll see towards the very end of the episode. My opinion on Mario Sunshine still is the same after playing it so far long ago. I replayed it recently just for this discussion, and I still think the game, my opinions are valid. I still think that the camera is a little wonky, and the flood is a hit and miss kind of thing, but you'll see in this week's episode of what I think of the game. So thank you guys again for supporting us. I'm on week 2 of my vacation, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode of The Completionist, Super Mario Sunshine. I'm still playing Shovel Knight. I completed it on Steam, 3DS, Wii U. I'm crazy. It's great. It's a great game. It's a great game. Yes!
Super Mario Sunshine!
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist, and for you guys here in the States, happy 4th of July. Now, I get letters from all across the country, and I got one recently that I couldn't ignore. It was fantastic, near and dear to my heart. It's from Private First Class Jared Griffith and his platoon, Platoon 13 Bravo, overseas. And they're defending our country, and they're not here right now with us in the States, and I was so honored and blessed and humbled by all of the awesome things they had to say about the show. They watch it each and every week they can, and I had to give back, and so what I did was I wrote back to them and I said, let me review a game that you guys want to see me review, and they wrote back to me, and so this is it. I'm reviewing a game in honor of them, in honor of our country, and I've never played this game. I heard it's a fantastic game. I have high hopes. So let's go ahead and go for the adventure, guys.
Super Mario Sunshine. Well, from what I can tell you, this game looks like it was a great attempt at a follow-up to Mario 64. I say great attempt because Mario 64 is a golden classic of a game.
But Beardman, why didn't Nintendo just create a direct sequel to Mario 64? Why are you collecting shine sprites instead of stars? Blue coins!
Greg, are you alright?
Blue coins!
Well, I've never played it, so let's take this adventure together.
Blue coins!
This is what I got so far from the story. Mario and Princess jump on an airplane and go on a vacation to a little place called Isle Delfino. Already from the get-go, I feel a little weird. There's something weird about this cutscene. Anywho, the two of them decide to go on a vacation to Isle Delfino, but upon arrival, this place is drenched with nothing but crazy paint. Mario picks up the FLUDD, which stands for Flash Liquidized Ultra Dowsing Device. It's essentially a proton pack from the Ghostbusters, but it contains water.
Super Mario Sunshine, sponsored in part by Oric. and water pick, and your dentist, and mates. Clean your room, America.
After Mario cleans up the mess, a little golden-esque star thing called a shine appears. After collecting it, the authorities on the island lock up Mario and claim that someone that looks of Mario's description has been covering the island with graffiti. The source of life and power on the island comes from the shine sprites, and apparently they've all left because of the graffiti. Mario then goes to court and is immediately charged as guilty and is not allowed to leave the island until it's completely clean and the Shine Gate has been restored. And of course, in the mix of all of this other person, known as Shadow Mario, kidnaps the princess. Now that we have the story out there, there's one element that just doesn't feel right to me. Yes, in Mario games we know that the princess will be kidnapped and it's up to Mario to save the day as always, but the initial setup was that Mario, while going on vacation, suddenly gets condemned to community service hours and has to clean up things with a portable garden hose, which for whatever reason, the hose can talk to you. All because of this imposter. Maybe I'm just crazy here, but that doesn't really settle well with me for some reason. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Come to beautiful Delfino Island, where we'll persecute you, throw you in jail, and prosecute you for a crime that you clearly did not do, because you weren't even there.
Clean your room. At this point on the Nintendo GameCube, nothing has really pushed the benchmark like Sunshine. Yes, I know Nintendo stuff always looks good when they make it themselves, but this game has a fantastic feel and vibe to it. Not to mention, Delfino looks really gorgeous.
Oh wow, it looks just like a Nintendo Cuban controller.
Despite this game taking place outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, a lot of the songs used in this game stem from the original games. You can hear it in the music itself. For as dark and as gloomy as Delfino may appear, you'll never be depressed for a dull moment. I really regret playing Mario Galaxy first because there are a lot of moments in this game where Shadow Mario takes away your flood device and suddenly you are in a new level which looks incredibly similar to that of a Mario Galaxy level. The entire time I played these sections, I kept wishing I was playing Mario Galaxy or Mario Galaxy 2.
Come ride along with me and all the animals on my Mario spaceship. Clean your room, kids.
The voice acting is, wait, that's it? That's why it feels weird to me early on. There's voice acting in a Mario game. Yes, you can argue that Mario 64 had the opening monologue and the ending, but that's only for a few seconds. It's all you really hear through the whole game. Whereas with this Mario game, it has an substantial amount of it.
Well, technically everybody but Mario gets to speak. Mario just gets some scary heart eyes.
Nintendo really did a good job transferring the feel from Mario 64 into this game, and this move would move on to be better even in Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. While sticking close to Mario 64's revolutionary 3D gameplay, Sunshine brings a whole lot of new to the table.
Yeah, like water. That's new.
Clean your... In 3D Mario games, it's become a staple to be able to run around, triple jump, cool crazy flip sideways jump, and long jump. I said long jump. Long jump? There's no long jump. You can't long jump in a Mario game? Well, that's kind of depressing. I mean, the long jump was one of my favorite things about the 3D Marios. And I know a lot of you are thinking you don't really need it, but I don't know. Without it, it just doesn't feel like the controls were that tight. Your primary goal in Mario Sunshine is to travel to different sections of Delfino Plaza that have been tainted with graffiti. These sections turn into action-adventure platforming stages that have a total of 11 Sunshine sprites. 8 from the main level, 1 from the 100 coin challenge, and 2 from secret challenges in the level. The plaza itself and some of the other main stages have sprites in them as well, so make sure you clean up the graffiti and help out as many of the town folks as you can, even if they just want this damn fruit. When you enter a stage, you will be given an episode title. Every episode you go on to retrieve a Sunshine sprite offers a completely different and unique experience than the ones previous, aside from collecting the red coins and defeating Shadow Mario at least once per stage. Speaking of which, defeating Shadow Mario over and over again gets not only redundant, but I feel that you can never gauge how well you were doing, no matter how many times you actually hit him. You just had to keep hitting him till he fell over.
Let's go, Mario, what you got? Oh, you hit me. Let's go. You can't stop me. What you gonna do, Mario? Come on, bring it on. Let's go.
The flood dynamic at first was incredibly annoying, but as the game went on, I actually grew to love it. I got better and better with each use of it. It added another layer of fun and challenge.
Not to mention you can dance like MC Hammer. Stop! Hammer time!
The flood has two different kinds of modes. There's the spray mode, used to clean up things, and then there's the propeller mode, in which you can use water to lift yourself in the air. You can also get temporary upgrades that will change the dynamic use of the flood. Using a super rocket will launch you straight up into the air, while using the propeller rocket will let you glide across the water seamlessly. The flood becomes a pretty nifty tool after all. My absolute biggest problem with Mario Sunshine is the camera. It freaks out randomly when you get in certain situations. Take a look at this, for example. No matter how you approach it, the camera has an aneurysm and there's nothing you can do. All you have to do basically is just take your time, but you're gonna fall a lot. You're gonna fall a lot. You're just gonna keep falling. While it is weird to hang out with the folks of Delfino, it's even weirder that Yoshi's in this game. Don't get me wrong, I love Yoshi, but you only really use him less than a handful of times. It's great that he's in this game, but he only gets into it for a little bit. And this is the first time we see Mario riding Yoshi in a 3D environment, and the animation looks a little bit as if he's humping Yoshi.
Why do we keep finding games in which characters hump things all the time?
Hey, it's been in the last 3 Nintendo games we reviewed. I'm just making observations at this point. You'll notice that there are blue coins scattered around all the levels. When you collect them, your counter will go up by 1 and you'll be asked to save your game. What do these blue coins do? Well, you can use these blue coins as currency in order to buy more shines. The reality of it is that there's actually 240 blue coins in the game. Oh god, 240. A completionist nightmare. It's gotta be cakewalk, right? And of course you got your boss fights, which are always fun and challenging. Nintendo always brings innovation when it comes to boss battles, and this is no exception. Hey, even King Boo, King of the Boos makes a return in this game, and the fight is way different than before. As we venture through, we discover that Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr. This is the first time we've been introduced to him. I've talked about this in my top 10 shocking moments in gaming, and this is where it comes into play. Bowser Jr. reveals that Peach is his mom, trying to protect him from Mario. I think my favorite part in all this is that Peach looks so shocked as if she would never even notice that she gave birth to a dino monster baby thing.
Dino monster!
After you've defeated Shadow Mario numerous times and you've collected at least 50 Shine Sprites, you can now go to Corona Mountain and do what Mario does best, save the day. After Mario does his thing, Bowser reveals to his son that Peach is not really his mother after all. Bowser Jr. admits that it's not true, but that thought is still stuck in my head. All kinds of weird and different thoughts coming from this game for me. This completion bonus rivals that of Brave Fencer Musashi in the sense that while collecting everything is tons of fun, the value may not be worth it. In order to complete this game, you need to have collected all 120 Sunshine Sprites. But for those of you out there who love math, you'll realize too that you need to collect all the 240 blue coins as well, which means you have a lot of completing to do. And the sad thing is that the only benefit you get from completing this game is that ending screen is different. All that hard work and frustration only to get a picture. It kind of makes you sad.
But hey, at least if you revisit that one level, you get the Hawaiian shirt and the glasses. CSI Miami Mario. Get canceled.
All in all, Super Mario Sunshine is actually a really fun game. Despite all the little flaws that really annoyed me, it didn't stop me from having a great time. With that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of play it or finish it.
Finna play it.
That's all the time I have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave a positive or negative comment in the boxes below. Don't forget to leave your game suggestions for the future of the show. Once again, a very special thank you to all of our troops out there fighting overseas, anywhere you are, outside of our country. Special thanks to Private First Class Jared and Platoon 13 Bravo, the Wolf Pack as he called it in the letter he sent me. And again, I'm so honored that you guys watch my show. I'm honored that any of you guys watch my show, but I'm glad that I can bring that we can bring that type of entertainment to you guys each and every week. You have no idea how awesome that really is to all of us. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Stop! Hammer time!